What's going on, guys? Jay the Black here. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. I want to talk about Apryl Jones. I've spoken about Love and Hip Hop Hollywood alum Apryl Jones before. Well, apparently Apryl Jones is back in the news because she did an interview with Carlos King. And in the interview, she spoke about her relationship with Lil Fizz and also her relationship that she had with Taye Diggs. They were together, people were supporting them heavy, and then they just separated, and she spoke about that. And basically she admitted that the relationship with Fizz didn't mean anything and that it was never long term, and that she was at a place in her life where she felt rejected. And I'm putting that there because I had to do a little research, and I went back to some comments that she made back in 2020 about Omarion. And Omarion plays a big part into this. It really does. Because Omarion, according to her, dumped her for absolutely no reason. And she was left to pick up the pieces. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go back to a quote where she said, "I was in a really terrible place in 2016, where I had just had my second child, and my son was only one at the time, and I was going through a terrible breakup." Jones explained in an interview with Voyage LA. She said that he decided to leave without explanation, and she was forced to have to pick up the pieces of her life. And according to her, the obstacles that she faced in her co-parent absence were so immense that she had to eventually quit her job due to the sheer exhaustion that comes with caring for two children alone. I don't think that she was alone. So you mean to tell me that, you had to do all these things, but you still had time for reality TV. You had time to hop on social media and act a complete fool. Now, apparently she dealt with alcohol issues. I don't know if it was around this time, but she has dealt with them and she's spoken about it. But I look at this situation, I say to myself, Fizz apologized to Omarion for getting into a relationship with Apryl Jones. Now, this particular quote here I'm about to read is from 2021 because he apologized to Omarion on stage. Says, "I don't think it would be right if I didn't take this moment, bro, to publicly apologize to you," Lil Fizz said during the show. "I did some effed up bleep to my brother, and I'm not proud of it, man." And now, years later, because Omarion, I guess, accepted the apology, she's trying to make it seem like, oh, well, Omarion understood why I did what I did. Really? So you're out here publicly parading around Fizz, and you're saying that Omarion understood that? That doesn't make any sense. Anything to make yourself look good. That's why she's single again. Because if she was actually in the right mind, right in the right space, she wouldn't be in a situation where she breaks up with Taye Diggs, but then says, "Well, there's a chance that they could get back together." What are you talking about? Why did you just try to make it work? You're both in Hollywood. You're both in Hollywood, and it's not like it's long distance or anything like that. I just think Apryl just is still a very confused woman. I really do. I think she still holds out hope that Omarion will come back to her, and Omarion is never coming back to her. But she's holding out hope that he does. Now, I'm going to read a little bit from this article from this post that actually Hot 97 put up about this interview. One of the few ones I was able to find. So while the romance sparked intense scrutiny, Apryl emphasized that Omarion handled the situation with grace. Omarion was respectful. He knew our paths were diverging and that I had to follow my heart. There was no ill will, just acceptance, she said. So you followed your heart by dating his friend? Like, seriously? Like, she's saying this as if, he's okay with it. Omarion doesn't care. He doesn't care. He just wants you to leave him alone. That's what he wants. So he's willing to be okay with whatever you do as long as you don't do anything detrimental to the relationship he has with his children. Despite the backlash, Apryl maintained that her connection with Fizz was real, even if it wasn't built on love. So says she never truly loved Fizz, but said it was an amazing friend and someone she cared for. So why would you say that why would you date him unless you were so bitter towards your breakup with Omarion that you got into a relationship with him, not only to maintain your spot on a reality television show, but so you can show him that not only can you move on, you can move on with his ex-bandmate. We all were there, Apryl. We saw what was happening. He was not comfortable with what you were doing. He handled the situation with grace because he had no choice. What is he supposed to do? Get on here and rant on Twitter or do vague posts on social media for your amusement or for the amusement of others? No, why wouldn't he handle it with grace? When you realized, Apryl Jones, when you realized that he didn't care, then you didn't want anything to do with Fizz after that. You didn't want anything to do with Fizz after that. Because you realize you can't get to him. Because that's the only reason why you decide to do this. Now let's get into the timeline. Apryl Jones and Omarion broke up in mid-2016. In late 2017, Apryl Jones and Fizz started to reconnect after her breakup from Omarion. In 2019, Apryl and Lil Fizz began a romantic relationship. In late 2019, early 2020, Apryl Jones and Lil Fizz appeared to have ended their relationship. In October 2021, Fizz apologizes to Omarion for his relationship with Apryl Jones, calling it a effed up situation. Some effed up bleep. Jones and Fizz relationship was a major storyline on Love and Hip Hop. Fizz stated he grew to love Apryl, but their relationship was impacted by the public pressure from the show. Fizz has since taken responsibility for the negative impact his relationship with Jones had on his friendship with Omarion. Basically, she knew that her storyline with Fizz was more important than the fact that she was dating the friend, the ex-bandmate of her ex. She cared more about a reality show storyline than she did for the fact that she was dating the bandmate, friend, ex-friend of Omarion. That's all she cared about. And when that storyline no longer worked and nobody cared, now all of a sudden, now she's never loved him. It was never real. But I think she refuses to really, because I was looking here to see, now maybe she said it and I missed it, where she said she did it for the show, because that's what she did it for. She did it to try to get back at Omarion, and she did it for the show. But her pride, I guess, would not allow her to say that. Would not allow her to say that she did it for the show. Omarion embarrassed her. She embarrassed herself, and Omarion embarrassed her by ignoring it and not giving much power to it. And I think that's what destroyed that storyline, because after 2020, no one cared. That's why they broke up. Omarion was not going to participate in those games. And if everything was just, done on the up and up, Apryl, why did Fizz apologize to Omarion? If it was just a part of storylines, which you still won't admit, why is he apologizing? He apologized because he know he messed up. And he shouldn't have tried to, basically Fizz was used. Lil Fizz was used by Apryl to get back at Omarion. That's the truth. He was used. And Omarion didn't care. He didn't play into it. And that's when you saw that thing fall apart. And now she's trying to rewrite history to try to make it seem like Omarion was okay with everything that was going on. Of course he was, because he didn't care. So let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. Like this video and share it. Follow all my social media, and I will see y'all next one.